Hello everyone, welcome to Lilliputian Lessons. Here's a new venture, a podcast series called The Healthy Healers. This is primarily aimed at medical students and young doctors who are currently thriving in a highly challenging and competitive era. Many a times we lose track of the actual goal of becoming a doctor because of the innumerable hurdles on our path. These myopic visions can never let us be happy as young doctors. The goal of this podcast is to address various such issues that are of interest to budding doctors and medicos. To inaugurate this podcast, we have been fortunate enough to be graced with the presence of the world famous cardiothoracic surgeon, a role model to many, a pioneer in his field, and an ever enthusiastic and smiling personality, Dr. Vivek Jawali. Dr. Vivek Jawali is the Chief Cardiothoracic and Vascular Surgeon, and as a chairman, he heads the Department of Cardiovascular Sciences at Fortis Hospitals, Bangalore. Sir has, to his credit, over 18,000 cardiothoracic and vascular surgeries till date. He performed India's first beating heart bypass surgery in 1992, India's first minimally invasive bypass surgery in 94, India's first awake cardiac surgery in 1999, and world's first awake open heart surgery in 2002. It is a matter of immense pride and honor to have a man of his stature in this platform. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you profusely from the bottom of my heart, sir, for accepting this invitation. So, let us start today's podcast with the issue that induces highest level of stress among the current generation doctors, entrance exams and ranks. I welcome you once again to this session, sir. I would like to ask you, what is your opinion regarding these ranks and how important do you think they are in a doctor's life?
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Preeti. No, your question is important. I must answer because
Yes, sir.
you may know what I'm talking, but others must know. This rank is of no consequence at all. I got a first rank. I went to my home, month's holiday, came back like I studied physics, chemistry, botany, mathematics in my PUC. I studied these subjects and everything was washed out by the time I came back.
Yes,
I
sir.
just mugged. It means nothing. Then I thought I started internship. You know, the basic of internship was to give injection, to do dressing, put a plaster of Paris for fractures. I knew nothing, or to drain abscess. I knew nothing. First 1 week, I had to go behind all senior nurses, ward boys, technicians in the plaster of Paris lab of the ortho technical room. I learned all the basics in first 1 week from all these guys. Then I realized that I knew nothing. So your first rank is only to get you maybe some seat somewhere,
Yes.
and it doesn't make you a doctor at all.
Yes, sir.
So I had a fantastic surgical boss called Dr. GB Desai, who took a personal interest in me as an intern. And my first operation I did in my life was a venesection. My first posting was surgery. Then I begged and I put out all my other bosses of medicine, P&SM, and gynecology. And 12 months I worked only in surgery in my internship. And those days there were no postgraduates, so we were the bosses.
Oh, okay.
So my entry in my general surgery internship, there was a good-looking girl who had burns. She
Okay.
was from a village called Fartabad near Gulbarga, and she had come with a 60-65% burns
Oh my God.
in a dirty government hospital like Gulbarga General Hospital. 60% burn is 100% mortality
Yes, sir.
and 100% fatal septicemia and sepsis. But then I didn't know that. Everybody in the casualty told me just leave her alone, let her die peacefully, fast. Don't
Hmm.
try to struggle with her. And I just couldn't swallow that. I was the intern interested in surgery, first
Mhm.
rank of the college. How do I let her die? And so and she just went right in my heart. I can't explain why. And so I sat by her. This was the antithesis of my student days. I didn't sleep. I was all the time awake with her. I just couldn't see her dying. And she was
Right.
a very sweet girl, and she kept on telling me her story. And I realized it was a murder. I mean,
Oh
they
my
had
God.
burned her up
Oh.
in her house, and maybe something to do with dowry and all that. So
Hmm.
I saw her getting infected, saw her slipping into septicemia,
Oh
saw
my
her
God.
dying. But in that whole journey of 2 days, I read fervently Burns from Bailey and Love and then from all the higher books. And I realized my first rank meant nothing I learned burns now by the side of her bed. The best learning I realize is a purposeful learning. You learn by the bed how to diagnose, how to manage, how to investigate, and even how to operate. So the answer to your question is your ranks mean nothing.
That is so important for our generation to know because it has been so hyped.
So it is important for you
Yes,
to learn the balance of life,
yes, sir.
enjoy everything,
Yeah.
make friends, learn purposefully, not for exam, and also to be involved with your patients. Because if you learn that early in life and not become hardcore, still not hardcore,
Yes,
I'm still get depressed by a patient's death because we
yes.
operate all kind of very complicated cases now. If you retain your sensitivity, somehow it
Mm.
helps also for you to be popular with the patient and also to be creative. You can think of newer ideas, things that don't exist today. But for that, you have to be sensitive. The first step towards creativity is sensitivity. You get senior, you get bigger post, you become consultant, you become a boss, you get power.
Yeah.
Power can be productive only if you have a sense of responsibility and sensitivity.
Yes, sir.
Remember that always.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for your words of wisdom, sir. We will all make sure we remember this in all our experiences in the future years. Thank you once again. We will meet in part 2 of the conversation with Dr. Vivek Jawali very soon. Thank you.